What's up, guys? Welcome to my 2021 Spring in the Bag update video. Got some new putters, got some new distance drivers, carrying a new bag these days as well. Excited to show it all off to you guys here in this video. But first, I have a huge announcement for the channel, and I'm really excited to let you guys know about this. It has been in the works for the last couple months, and finally we are able to announce that I am going to be working with Infinite Discs. They are going to be my main retail sponsor. They are going to be hooking me up with plastic and other gear to test and review and show off on the channel. I'm really excited about that. But on top of that, they also are providing me with an affiliate link. So how this works, you guys go into the description of this video and click the link there. It'll take you to Infinite Discs. If you use that specific link, my link, they will know that you came to the site from me and from the channel, and therefore a percentage of the sales, of the profits on those sales, will come back to the channel to help support us financially. So this is huge. You guys can buy your plastic, your bags, carts, whatever it is you need, and it won't cost you anything. Just use that link found in the description of this video and all the other videos going forward, and you'll be directly helping out the channel, and you'll get a great deal on great plastic from the top retailer out there, the biggest one. So I'm really excited about what this can mean for the channel going forward, the things that we can do using this financial resource, and also all the access to all the great plastic and gear. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hit that subscribe button to stay tuned. In any discs or whatever, go hit that link and check out what they got. Also, for the first 3 months, we're going to be doing a coupon code. So at checkout, you can use the code DiscGolfNerd, and you will get 5% off your order as well. So shout out to Andy and James, friends of the channel, friends of mine. They help us test and film all the plastic as well, and they helped me put together this new deal with this new sponsor, so I really appreciate them. Thank you to Infinite. Thanks to all of you guys for your continued support of the channel as it continues to grow and we do more things with it. It just gets more and more fun, and I really hope you guys come along for the ride. Without further ado, let's talk about some plastic. Alright, first of all, carrying the Upper Park Rebel. This is the new edition of this bag, and I love it. It's working out great. I will be posting a full review on this bag once I finish testing it, but so far so good, guys. I mean, I really like this bag. I really like the Shift. I've been using them both a little bit interchangeably. This one carries more plastic, so I'm showing you kind of the full loadout in this. I would scale this back a little bit, maybe just not carry quite as many redundancies. I wouldn't have 2 of these putters, that kind of thing, in the Shift, because it has a little bit less capacity, but they're both great bags. I'm definitely excited to continue using them. And up here in the top putter pocket, we have my main putters, which are the Zero Medium Keystone. I got this one first, and then I just got these more recently. These are the ones I'm going to be putting with going forward. They are just really straight. I just pop them out there on like a little bit of nose up, a little bit hyzer, and they just hold real straight into the basket. And I really liked these so far inside the circle. They connect really easily. They also have a lot of glide, so I can kind of stretch some longer putts as well. And I'm definitely excited to continue testing these and using them as my main putters. I've also started to notice that they fly really nice on approaches, kind of like a slower version of the Fuse. I can hyzer flip them. They fly nice left to right, and they fly super straight if you kind of flip them up. So I'll be throwing this one for approaches and short drives off the tee as well. Great mold, the Keystone. I chose to switch away from the Jawbreaker magnets after years of using those for my putting because I wasn't enjoying the feel very much anymore, and I just kind of lost confidence in them. This Keystone kind of provides a similar understable flight path for a putter, but a different feel that I think feels a lot better in the hand. Check the review for more details on that. So I do, however, still have a soft magnet in the bag. You guys know, longtime viewers of the channel know, I've been throwing magnets for years, pretty much over a decade now as far as I know, and this is an old beat up floppy 4-chain that I got pretty much just as beat up as you're seeing now, and then I put some mileage on this thing now for the last few years. Great disc. I love this thing in the woods for short range technical holes. I really love it for downhill shots. Great approach disc to kind of snake through some fairways. Just a tremendous disc. It doesn't go super far once it lands because it's nice and soft. I love this old beat up 4-chain soft magnet. Great disc. And then also, probably my most trusted disc of all time, honestly, is the Caltrop. I've aced with this disc. I've thrown it on a million approaches. This is the original one that I still have. It's just a soft Caltrop, which is really grippy and soft, so it just lands and stays where it lands. And I'll just kind of aim this one out to the right, throw it as hard as I want to. It never flips, it never goes too far. It'll just kind of hold straight, swing in, and drop straight down and land. So I get up and down with this thing 9 times out of 10 at least, probably more than that. And I absolutely love that disc. One of my most consistent, trustworthy discs of all time. And then also riding in with my other main approach discs, I have a Justice. Now, obviously, technically mid-range, I'm using this for forehand approaches. I will use it occasionally for backhand flexes or spikes, but most of the time I'm using this thing for forehands. You guys know, longtime viewers of the channel also probably know, I don't really throw forehands. I've never been good with them. It's never been something that came easy to me. So just recently, not too long ago, I got this Justice, and I decided that out there on the course, whatever the approach calls for, I was going to throw a forehand approach. So either I'm throwing the forehand approach because that's the shot, or I'm throwing, an approach with one of these other discs, backhand, and then I'm trying it forehand with this Justice. And just that muscle memory and really sticking with it and kind of keeping that going has paid dividends immediately. Like I really have like 10 times more confidence than I ever did just being able to chop out a forehand and get it to get up to the basket, to get up and down. So working out really well enough that I'm actually starting to throw this on short tee shots as well, which is something I never did in the past, and it's working out great. I really like that. I'm actually not carrying the anchor because I found myself going to the Justice more often, yeah, it's just a really great disc. Another putter in the bag is the Link. This is a Exo Soft Link with the aperture stencil I put on this one. This one's relatively new, just started throwing it, but it's a really straight flying disc. The links are extremely neutral. They hold turnovers, they hold hyzers. You can throw it flat across your body and it'll just fly dead straight all the way, dead flat, and land. It's just a phenomenal line holding disc that's super versatile and a really tremendous thrower that I really like for certain shots. Mostly we'll use that if I want to throw it flat and straight and have it hold that the whole way. It's great for that shot. Moving into some mid-ranges, I have 2 fuses in the bag pretty much at all times. I like this one for kind of risky situations. If there's like a cliff where I'd be afraid to lose it, I'll use this one. It's just a retro. It was actually a misprint and I got it for super cheap. This is just a stock opto, relatively new run stock opto one, and this one's nice. I really like this one. It flips up laser straight, and it also holds a turnover so nice. The fuse is probably the best disc I've ever used for a backhand mid-range left to right. Like it just holds that smooth anhyzer turnover so nice. I love the fuse. Great disc. Highly recommend that disc for just about anybody. Moving on to one of my favorite discs of all time, and that is the Gobi. I only have one in the bag right now just because this is the only one I really need. It's a do-it-all disc, kind of similar to the Link. It's like my neutral mid-range, so I can throw it on a lot of different varying angles and stuff, but most of the time these days I'm throwing it on a little hyzer. It'll like flip up a little bit, float for a long time, have a nice little fade in, and it's a great longer range approach disc if I'm like on a long par 4 or something like that and I need something longer than a putter. This is probably the disc I will throw for that approach most of the time, and anytime I can throw that Gobi off of the tee, it's what I want to throw because I have so much confidence and repetition with that disc. Moving on to some 9-speed stuff. Let's see, I got a whole bunch of 9-speed plastic in the bag right now because I've been noticing that it just flies really well for me, and I tried to kind of disc down for a bit. Giving me grief here, and I didn't carry distance drivers for a little bit, and I just threw these 9-speeds and they work really well. I started working the distance drivers back in effectively, but it was kind of a nice little period where I got to know these discs, and I find them really effective in a lot of ways. I have 2 Furies. This one is my ace disc from Stub, hole 7, the turnover down the hill a couple years ago. This one's extremely flippy and will just turn really hard to the right. So I'll throw this one for quick flip rollers, hyzer flips that'll still move right, and anything that I need to really hold that strong left to right. That's a great disc for that. And this one is an old DigiWeight Opto. It's an older run Really, really nice feeling plastic. I really like the feel of this one. It's a great flyer too. This one I'll throw more for hyzer flip ups to hold straight, basically. Next, I have the Essence, and now the Essence is considered a speed 8, but it's basically right in the same range as these. I find that I can throw this one harder than the Fuses and kind of lay into it a little bit more. It's a longer distance disc in general. Because of that, I can also roll with it longer and really, really well. It's a great roller disc. That's probably what I pull it out for most often, is a roller shot or a hyzer flip that's a little bit longer than the Furies. And then I also have an Escape. This is kind of the same as the Link or the Gobi. This is my workhorse flyer that can fly on a ton of different angles. I love it for a smooth hyzer, smooth gentle flexes. It can hold a turnover. I can roll with this as well, a little more stable roller. Great disc as well. And then I have 2 culverins. I have this Goldline one that's quite beat up. This one's getting into a nice zone now where I can throw it down on this slight hyzer I like to kind of release with. It'll flip up and ride a little bit, but then it has that strong fade at the end. So it's got nice high speed understability, low speed stability. So it'll flip up to speed, but it'll still come out and fade when it slows down. So I like that one quite a bit. I'm starting to really like to work that one on gentle flex shots and stuff. And then I have Grogu, one of my favorite discs of all time. I did not dye this one. A disc dye artist named Stephanie on Instagram, Little Miss Prince is her page. She did this one and it came out so rad. I really love it. This disc is pretty overstable. It's just a relatively fresh opto culverin, and I'll throw this one more for flex backhands or longer forehands than my Justice. And speaking of a longer Justice, that is what I bought this for. This is a Mononoke die. I actually did this stencil, which is kind of new for me. I don't do a lot of stencils, but I'm really happy with how it came out. This is an extremely overstable Goldline Pioneer. So very Firebird type disc. It's relatively flat and it is super beefy. So I got this thing to work on those overstable forehand shots with a faster disc than the Justice. That's what that's for. Then I got one disc that kind of floats around in the middle. I'm not sure where this thing falls yet, but I'm digging having it in the bag, and it's a good flyer, and I still want to continue to test it and see what kind of shots it really shines for. But this is a Sapphire, and I really liked the Sapphire when I reviewed it, but the one I had was a dark purple. It was just way too dark for my bag. I like these bright colors, as you can see. This one is just a stock Opto one, pop top. I think it's 158 or so, and it goes really far. It's a great flyer, and somewhere in between my 9 speeds and then my only distance driver in the bag right now, which is the Havoc, and I got a stack of them for sure, and I'm probably carrying at least 4 of these on any given round at this point that I need distance drivers, obviously. My main one and the longest flying disc in my bag is this Air Havoc. It is 157. This thing crushes. I can throw it really far. I can throw long flexes with it. I can throw little hyzer flips that pop up straight and float really long because they're so light, but it's still relatively stable for my arm speed. So I feel like I can hit it pretty hard, even though it's lightweight, and it flies good. Then I have this one here, which is a stock 170 Opto that I dyed. This is probably my favorite one overall, and one that I'm looking to replace, or not replace, but get more backups of. I have one more of these white, like 170, relatively flat Opto Havocs, new run Opto Havocs, and I'm looking to pick up more of these if they show up from Sweden to dye and to have backups, because that thing really crushes almost as far, if not just as far as the Air, but it doesn't have as much understability to it. It'll just pop up. It's so fast. It'll hold the line and then kind of finish in. Great disc. This is an old Goldline one that I got on eBay, trying to get some backups and stuff, and I've been messing around with this one. Funny, this one actually used to belong to Jordan Castro, tour player. Used to be on Team DD. Now he plays for MVP, I think. Jordan Castro on this, based on his ink that was underneath this stripe. So I put this stripe to cover up the Sharpie because I don't like the way that looks, and then I did a little splatter dye on it. Came out okay. And this one is a very older run Goldline Havoc, and this one flies relatively similar to the others, to be honest. Not a huge difference. This one came in the mail today, and I think this one's going to go in the bag as a one that I can just throw and not worry about quite as much as my Air or my good dyed one. So I'll probably bag this one, see how it flies. It's a little bit more wear on it, so it might be a little more flippy, which would be nice. I'd like to get one that's real beat up at some point. I'm hoping the air will get there where I can throw it and it'll just really work over easy, just on its own with some natural turn. This one, we'll see. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. And then last but not least, we have the first Havoc I got that kind of started the love affair. This was a gift from a good friend of the channel, my friend Chris Caulfield. He sent me this thing to test and review. It's a Pop Top Gold Line Burst Havoc. And this one's quite stable. So this one usually comes out of my hand either on hyzer, looking for it to hold it strong, or more often than not, flat to more like flex releases, where I'll put it out of my hand with slight anhyzer and let it ride a big flex shot. So really like the stability on this one, and they layer quite well. So those are the Havocs. That's my bag. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this or any of these specific molds. I'm fairly certain I've posted a full review on all the discs in this bag as well, so if you're interested in any more details about them, you'll be able to see it there. And then, yeah, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if there's any new discs that you guys have been throwing, anything you're looking forward to trying this year, if it shows up on the market. The stock levels are so crazy with discs right now. It almost kind of changes the game. It makes you think a little bit more about throwing my Air Havoc or throwing a Fury or something that's hard to find right now. It gets a little bit frustrating. So it does make you think and kind of be a little more strategic with how you put your bag together in these days. So hopefully we'll see more plastic on the shelves this year. See what happens. Let me know. Also, big shout out to everybody for your continued support. Please hit that subscribe button and stay tuned if you want to check out all the great videos I'm going to be trying to put together for you guys over the coming year. And big shout out to my new sponsor, Infinite Discs. Check the link in the description below and use that to do your shopping. You can help the channel and get yourself some gear. It's a win-win. Thanks for watching. I'll check you later. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching, and big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. If you would like to see your name listed in the credits of all of my videos, go to patreon.com/discgolfnerd.